Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Adrian of Addy Journals. Today I wanted to talk about the different types of planners that you can find and the considerations that you can make when choosing a planner for 2025, as planner season is among us and it can be overwhelming. For the last 3 or 4 months, I've been using these three planners in front of me: the Hobonichi Hun for health journaling, the Passion Planner for all of the planning, and an undated traveler's note company insert notebook for work. And that's been working for me. While there are some variations, there are actually three different types of planners that you may find when you're doing your research. And the first one of those planners is actually a monthly planner that you can see all of your monthly events at a glance, all of your appointments. It has your full month across two different pages. And sometimes a different variation that you can find is a vertical monthly that has all of the dates in a vertical format. Either way, it's showing you everything all at once in 2 pages or 1 page so you can see your full month at a time. So we'll talk more about what you can do with these planners a little later. The next format is a weekly format where you get to see all of the dates of the week in 1 or 2 pages. This particular format is the vertical one where you have a column per day that usually shows you the hours throughout the day, and every planner is slightly different in that aspect. As you can see, the one in front of me is a little bit of an undated one. There are no dates, and there's something that you can do with them that's a little unique, but again, it still has the same format of having all of the columns per day. Now, a different type of weekly that you can also see is this vertical format. And in this instance, it has on one side, it has all of the dates, and then an empty page on the right hand side. This one does not come with hours, it does not come with anything else, so it's really up to you how you want to use it. And again, I will be talking about shortly how we can use different variations of it. And then there's a different layout for the weeklies where it's actually 2 pages for 5 days. So you'll have Monday, Tuesday, one day in the bottom, Thursday, Friday, and then the weekend would be together in one bottom box or sometimes two boxes. And so again, this one doesn't have any dates or anything like that, but you can use it for weekly planning. The last example is these dailies where you have 1 page per day for your notes, and I've seen sometimes 2 pages per day depending on the style of the notebook. This one has columns on the right and it has check boxes at the top that you can use as well. So this is very flexible in how you can use it, but it's 1 page per day. So these are the three basic options. There's never going to be a different option that you're going to find. And the question is, when you're making the decision, is what do you go for? Do you go for a weekly? Do you go for a daily? Do you just go for a monthly? And it really depends on what you want to do. As you can see for me, I tend to use my monthlies more for just planning out to know what kind of days there are, birthdays, holidays, when do I have a payday, when do I have events that I care about, and even just breaking down goals per month that I want to achieve. So you can see as I flip through a couple of these examples, it's pretty much all that I use it for. But I have seen other folks use the weekly or the monthly view actually for things like gratitude journaling or one line per day type situations if they want to get into that. Sometimes I've seen people also use them to paste pictures in them. So they'll print out a picture, cut it up, and just put it in these blocks just for them to use it. And I think that's a great way to get started journaling or even planning if you want to. In terms of the vertical format, whether it's a column. I'm personally using this one to notate, how many steps I walked and track how many hours I've slept. So that's how I've been using it, but I can also see this being used to incorporate birthdays and holidays and things like that. And again, another monthly layout that I'm actually not using in this planner as much. I just have the date holidays highlighted, and then I also just have put in dates when we were traveling. But everyone is really different in their need, and I actually have a vertical planner here too in my work one, and this one again has all of the holidays and also when I took time off. And it's because it's undated, I can just fill it out whenever I want to and don't have to worry about not putting it in. So, in terms of the weeklies, what that can be used for, I tend to use it for writing down all of my appointments and blocking out the days and the schedule in my calendar so that I can visually see it. And I'll show you a version of this from my past passion planners next week. But I've also put in stickers, I've also put in a lot of pictures in them just to memorialize in them. So what happens is I will write out my plan for the week and then I will come back and just write in what happened that day to kind of keep like a memory planning and memory keeping. As you can see right now, I have some stickers in there, some pictures in them, and even wrote out things as they went along. So that's how I use it, and I've seen a lot of folks do it that way too. But also, you can use this one for gratitude planning or even just memory keeping without keeping the appointments. Um, and then in my work planner, it's the vertical also where I put in my appointments. Of course, I don't use the weekends, so you can see that this weekend are kind of empty. But then I also fill in things that I've done, things that I had to plan to do, and also any different meetings and appointments and things like that. So I use this that way. What's great about the undated is that I can change my weeks up. And I didn't really want to bring my passion planner to work, so I have this out at work and I can have all of my items out of view and everything that I've been doing since May is in here with some skipped weeks, which is really nice with the undated planners. So that's something that you can do again with undated planners. You can also just use them however you want. And my husband has this horizontal layout, or vertical layout planner, I mean. So I can't really show you how he uses it because it's his, but he tends to fill out his information in here in different colored pens, and just keep track of what things he's done or he has to do and things like that. But I've seen other people use, one line a day or just like where they write one line for the day, what they did, and then make the second page beautiful, spreads. It's up to you how you do it. Um, I can't do that kind of planner. It just doesn't really work for me. So I've never really used it. Then the dailies, it's really just free form writing. So just to show you again what it looks like, you have one date or one day per page. You can use it to plan out your day, to have to-do list, and then write a journal on some pages on that side. What I've been doing though is I've been using it as a health planner because I wasn't sure if I really liked the Hobonichi. So I've just been writing all of the health planner, any kind of issues that come up if I'm not feeling well, or what I ate, how much exercise we've done, things like that. So this is how I use it. But again, I've seen other folks use it, and I'm planning on changing how I use my planners next year. But I've seen other folks use it to kind of plan their days and then also have a little bit of a journaling session in there. So now that we have gone through all of the different types of planners that you can find out there and over what we can do, I wanted to take some time to talk about the different considerations that you can make. So what I'm saying and how my hand movements are not going to be matching because I will be doing a voiceover, but some things I like to think about when I'm planning my planners for the next year is to think about what exactly is it that I want to use it for, right? Do I want to see my month at advance so that I can see when I have birthdays and appointments, paydays when they are due? Do I want to maybe incorporate some pictures in there and something else? And then do I want to see a weekly schedule? If I want to see a weekly schedule, that's where I would consider a planner that I want to have both monthly and weekly so that I can go ahead and fill out the monthly pages with the birthdays and the holidays and trips and things like that. And then later be able to go in on a weekly basis and fill out what I have planned for that week and see how that fits into those events or plan my schedule around those events if necessary. Another consideration is to think about the size of your handwriting and how much you like to write. Because not every size may actually work really well for you. And as you can see right now is that I have a smaller passion planner. I think it's the small one versus the medium in my hand. And it didn't really work well for me. My handwriting is small, but I did really like to write a lot during those pages, which I will show you in a different video on Passion Planner. So tune in next week. And it just didn't really work for me, and that's kind of fixed my approach toward these planners the following year. Another consideration that you may want to make is whether or not you want to track things. Do you want to track your steps? Do you want to track your uh, food intake, your calories, your health metrics, and things like that? Because then maybe what you really do need is a weekly view or even a daily view that can help you see and kind of write down your feelings, how your body feels, to journal it. This is really especially helpful, when you have doctor appointments, to be able to take this back to your doctor and be like, listen, for the last 3 months, I haven't been feeling well. My body's been feeling like this or fatigued every week in whatever way. So that's something that you want to consider. The next thing is, do you maybe get anxiety over blank pages? If so, maybe your undated planners are an option. These are awesome planners because they don't really force you to have to choose a planner and worry about filling it out every week and every day. And in fact, this Traveler's Company planner that's undated, I've had it since May. Yeah, May. And there are actually 2 weeks where I've skipped out filling this information out because I was out on vacation. So as you can see from this video, I only everything filled out up for the week up until the 15th filled out, and then everything else is blank. And the reason for that is I go in every week and fill this out at the end of the week if I'm going to be around work. I don't need to have a planner for all 52 weeks for work because I do have time off and I'm not there for work sometimes. So maybe this is an option if you get anxious about having planners that are with dates and you don't really write a lot or you forget a week. So these are the considerations that I am making, and based on that, these are kind of where I'm thinking. So as you guys can see, I have these 3 planners, and what's been working for me is the work planner. I will definitely be 100% keeping it as is. The passion planner I have loved for the last 3 years, and I've been always into memory keeping and putting all of these photos and ideas in there and things that have happened. So this is something that I'm in love with doing and I want to continue doing. But as you can see throughout the rest of this year, a lot of the passion planning, memory keeping work that I've been doing actually doesn't happen as much anymore. And at the same time, I found that I really like the Hobonichi for all of the health tracking, all of the space that it has for that, and then also all of the space in the dailies that it has to write. Now, this size for me is perfect just for the health planning, but it's a little bit difficult for anything else. So ideally, what I would like to do is go get away from having two planners next year for personal planning stuff, and I want to combine both my passion planner and my Hobonichi Hon into one planner. Yeah, because I want to be able to incorporate my health as part of my day to day. It is part of my day to day. It is something that I do. So I don't see why it should continue to be separate from my day to day planning and my day to day memory keeping. And I love the week for the planning, which is why I want to actually keep it as part of my lineup. And this is why I am going to keep the undated ones for work. It has helped me so immensely to stay on track of my meetings and my calls, and then also on track of all the things that I have to do. And I've loved the fact that with this undated, I can just skip some weeks when I'm not working because I'm on leave. So this is definitely something that I am keeping in my lineup for work. But what is changing is really just the fact that I think that I just can't do two planners for a personal life. And so the idea is that next year for 2025, I want to just stay with Hobonichi. And I've never done this before. I have never used actually any of the Hobonichis up until 2024. So it's going to be a bit of a drastic change and a bit of an experimentation. But I do want to do Hobonichi Avec because I think it's the cousin or whatever the Ace 5 size is, the bigger size, because I find that I really enjoy writing a lot about my day, and I really miss not being able to have enough space in these weekly planners, and especially in the passion planner, to fit in pictures or even to create spreads. Like, I feel like I'm running out of space every week, even though I don't have a lot to write, like in these pages. And I've skipped some, as you can see. So there's obviously quite a lot of it that is no longer working for me the same way that it used to at the very beginning. And so my consideration right now is, I want something that encompasses the monthly, weekly, and daily views because both of those planners have been working for me. I want to use this one planner going forward to plan out my months to know when my paydays are and when I have holidays and things like that. But at the same time, have the space to do the weeklies views and plan out my day to day throughout the week, and then utilize the dailies to plan out my days and plan out where it is that I'm going, what it is that I'm doing. You can even see how quickly I just ran out of space in that one. But it is just to have that capability, and that's where I'm going to continue doing my daily tracking, to continue putting what I ate, how I felt, and things like that. And actually, I want to really take inspiration from Helen from the Coffee Monsters. I keep saying the Cookie Monster, but it's the Coffee Monsters. I really love her spreads. And so I'd like to take inspiration from that for next year. By no means is it gonna look exactly like hers. I'm not that creative with stickers, but I do think that this is where it's gonna work for me. And I also don't really like planner chunk, so I hate chunky planners. So having it separate into halves is going to be great and going to keep it easy, and I will feel not have to feel like I am struggling with it. So this is pretty much what I am thinking. This is where I'm planning. If you guys have any other questions on this and want to know more, let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Just enjoy the rest of this video of me playing with these planners on my desk. Have a good one, enjoy your week, and I will see you next time.